All protocols observed. Good morning once again. This is a tribute to my father. No one can mess with me when I'm in my bullfighting hat. These are my father's words spoken to me on the last full day we spent together. I just come back from Bilbao in Spain, where I was attending a conference. And I came back with a hat, an authentic Spanish hat that they wear during bullfighting competitions there. So when I gave him the hat, I put it on his head, and he immediately said to me, "I feel like a bullfighter already." And then he went on to say, "Nobody can mess with me when I'm in my bullfighting hat." That was the Chebukati you knew, and that was the Chebukati the world knew. A man you couldn't mess with. But through my eyes and through the eyes of the family members seated here, you will see him as simply the best father, husband, brother that you could ever have. It is said that if you think Chebukati is tough and doesn't smile, then you don't know Chebukati. In my formative years, my father instilled in me a sense of responsibilities. While growing up in Nyali together, in Mombasa, he entrusted me with the responsibility of managing staff salaries and other procurement matters. Each month I would prepare a budget, present it to him for approval, collect the funds, disburse the funds, and ensure that everybody appended their signature to confirm receipt of the funds. To him, it wasn't just about the arithmetic. It was about the understanding of the value of labor and the dignity of fairness. These skills would later prove invaluable in my career. And this was my dad, the nurturer. On to high school, and it was just the two of us in Mombasa in a large 6-bedroom mansion. The rest of the family had since moved to Nairobi, but my dad had stayed behind to allow me to complete my studies. It was a special chapter in our lives, and we settled into a routine. Takeout became our staple. Monday tulikuwa tunakula mabakio ya Sunday. Tuesday tunakula terrific Tuesday pizza, the one that comes on offer. Wednesday there was tikka at the golf club. We would go and do takeout there. Eventually we realized that this is unsustainable, and we decided to teach ourselves how to cook. He would occasionally bring back mudfish from South Coast, where he had a client, and I would experiment to try and make this fish taste nice. For those who know mudfish, perhaps Speaker, you might know, it is quite frankly the most horrible fish you can ever eat in this world. But together we made a meal out of it, and he would cook ugali and I would cook the fish. But the point was never the meals. The point was the conversations that we shared over dinner every night. This was his way of guiding me. It was never forceful, but gentle, trusting, and with room for me to grow into my own choices. And this was my dad, the companion. Driving was another bond we shared. It started in Mombasa, where I often chauffeured him to his meetings. And over time, I became the designated family driver, much to the displeasure of my two older siblings seated here. Together we traveled thousands of kilometers, Mombasa to Nairobi, Kitale, Njoro, and the Great Rift Valley. He was always in the passenger seat, guiding me with his steady voice. Of course, the road trips weren't without their hiccups. Whenever I hit a pothole too hard or took a turn too fast, my mother would grumble from the back seat, but he would always defend me and say, "Leave him alone. If I was driving, it would be much, much worse." And that was my dad, the unwavering supporter, a believer in my dreams. Later, I joined USAU Africa for a degree in applied computer technology. Upon graduation, I immediately secured an internship and then a job. However, when I sat down with him one evening at the Royal Golf Club's 19th hole, and Your Excellency, PCS might advise you what the 19th hole is all about, I told him I was resigning from my job. Initially, he was annoyed. He was wondering, how dare you resign before you get a new job? But when I told him I was going to pursue a master's degree, he lit up and the concern went away. He immediately supported me, buying me an air ticket, preparing my school fees, and giving me my blessing. giving me his blessing. This was my dad, a champion of continuous learning. While at Carnegie Mellon, he kept close tabs on me, regularly popping in during his work trips. He was proud of me when I was elected to serve as vice president of the Student Guild, and I was sworn into office the same day he assumed office as chairperson of IABC, and coincidentally the same day that President Donald Trump assumed office as President of the United States. Perhaps there's some similarity there. One time when he and my mother visited, he asked me to invite a few friends over, and 15 people showed up. They all wanted to see chairman, and they were from all different nationalities at the university. Later in life, when he completed his term in office, they gifted him a stick. And it is this stick that he has used in his retirement as a symbol of his love and adoration for the African continent and for the gift that was given to him in Rwanda. When I started my business in Rwanda, we needed some money to secure some office space, and so my father gave me an interest-free 12-month loan of Kenya shillings 620,000. When we repaid him back 1 month early, the bank that we both banked with flagged this transaction. They said that this transaction is suspicious because I am the son of a politician. Of course, you all know that Chebukati was not a politician. Later on, the same bank refused to open an account for another one of my businesses. And when my dad heard of this, he went together with my mom to the bank and they began closing accounts helter-skelter. This was my dad who never allowed his family to be mistreated, and you couldn't mess with him. As I grew into business, I would regularly consult him, and he would challenge me to go after more, do more, and market myself. After all, he had run a successful practice for over 30 years, so he knew a thing or two about business. Another evening on the 19th hole, after visiting the 19th hole at the golf club, he decided to escort me home, and I was excited that my father would finally get to see where I live. So I invited him, I showed him around, nikamwambia ona mzee kuna TV kubwa pale, ona mzee kuna sofa, kuna fridge, and he was, he walked around and he never said anything. Then we went onto the balcony and I told him that I've secured clients and I'm doing very well and, there's this much in client billables. He looked at me and he simply said, "Hiyo ni kidogo, you need to double your income, you need to do better." As time went on, my hard work was recognized and I was invited to Carnegie Mellon University in Pittsburgh to receive an award. This is an award given to less than 100 alumni of over 100,000 globally. My father insisted on coming with me and he insisted that we're going to fly in business class together. During that trip, my professors were proud to meet him, but it is in that trip that we noticed the initial symptoms of his illness start to kick in. Even after his first surgery, his dedication never wavered. I had the privilege of staying with him in Germany for a few months after he recovered. In those months, we took daily walks, brainstormed on his talking points, and prepared for his upcoming engagements. The engagements which I have elaborated on in his eulogy. The only difference now that it was once again the two of us, is that instead of eating mudfish, because there was no mudfish in Germany, we upgraded to eating salmon. And that was a good thing for the two of us. When we left Germany, I had the privilege of traveling with him across the world for him to deliver his addresses. We were in Ivory Coast, we were in Cape Town, and I also helped him prepare for his presentation in Lisbon, Portugal. Whenever we traveled, the reception we received was nothing short of statesmanlike. Despite his condition, he prepared for all these presentations and he delivered them with poise. He never needed talking points because he was speaking from his lived experience. In his final days, my father was surrounded by love and peace. We rallied resources for his care, we safeguarded his well-being, and we made sure that his family was always by his side. Indeed, No one could mess with him. Not in life and not in his final moments. Rest well, Dad. I will carry your lessons with me forever and keep your bullfighting hat safe. A symbol of the wisdom you wore so effortlessly, the strength you carried with quiet dignity, and the path that you charted for me to follow. Thank you.
Yes, all protocols observed. Good morning once again. My tribute, as you can see, it's short and sweet. So I'll go on to read it. Thursday, 20th February 2025 will be a day I will always remember. The day you are promoted to heaven. It has been a long journey, Daddy. I never thought you would leave us in our early 30s. And it pains me to realize that you will not be there for us, your children, to give back to you. These past days, I've been going down memory lane, and I am proud that I was given the opportunity to call you my father. Daddy, you loved us deeply and worked tirelessly to ensure we had all we had needed and more. You are a man who was always willing to lend a helping hand, a man who was and is my #1 role model and mentor. A man of integrity and honesty, an unshakable man. I never thought there was anything you couldn't do. If you wanted to, Daddy, well, except avoid death. We built a lifetime of happy memories, ones I will cherish forever, and which time can never erase. If I were to pen them all down, I will need more than a book. Your #1 sport was golf. When I was 10 years old, I accompanied you to the golf course. I quickly took the golf and you said I was a natural. It became part of me. Your passion became mine. I had learned from the best. In 2007, when I got my handicap, which then allowed me to play professional golf around the world, you were so proud of me. You trained me, Dad, so that I could become the best in this sport. You and Mom enrolled me and sponsored me to join the Junior Golf Foundation, JGF, the foundation of golfers 18 years and below, to improve my golf by playing and winning in some tournaments across the golf courses in the country. I remember you sent me to South Africa in 2009 for a 3-month training to upgrade my golf skills. I gained confidence to bring my handicap down to 2 in a professional level. Thanks to you, we won the club match play foursomes in 2015, a tournament at the Royal Nairobi Golf Club, where our names are engraved, W. Chebukati and J. Chebukati, as per today. We are the first golf partners who are related to ever be champions in Royal Nairobi Golf Club. We both also have a hole-in-one at the same club. On the golf course, we connected as one being. You were my partner, you were a fighter, you were a team player. Family golf time was your idea. Those moments when we competed as a team of two against each other will forever warm my heart. We had so much fun and we enjoyed the rewards that came with winning most of the competitions. Golf will certainly never be the same without you. Whenever you played golf with me and you could strategize on how to win every time, losing was not an option. If it happened, you told me, it's not the end of the world, son. Your time will come. I still can't believe that you are gone. You are irrepressible, Daddy, one of a kind. Tears fill my eyes as I write this tribute. My heart is heavy with grief. Losing you feels like losing part of myself, but I find comfort in the Lord daily. Your life is hard to emulate, but I will do my best to live life of integrity like you did. I am confident that you are in heaven and are watching over us. I won't see you again on earth, but happily we'll meet again in heaven. I echo the words of J.M. Richards, which I quote, "No one wants to go through life alone, fighting battles single-handedly their whole life, not even the hardest of the heroes." I love you, Daddy. Rest in peace till again.